Good morning, party people. Welcome back to all the gluttons for punishment who chose to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate you. Today, I wanted to talk about the word expert, the term expertise. And the question is, what makes anyone an expert at anything? Before we get into that, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit that little gray bell button on the upper right hand corner of your screen. This way you'll be notified whenever I do new video. Okay, so let's get it popping. All right, what makes someone an expert at anything? In my opinion, there are two things that makes someone an expert at anything. One is experience. Right? So a person does something over and over again over a period of time, and they become very proficient in doing that. They become an expert at doing that thing. In addition to that, they acquire a knowledge base, a certain amount of intellectual property. And those two things together, the experience and the intellectual property, those two things makes someone an expert. So that being said, I feel that it is unfair to speak about individuals who no longer do that thing, but still have the intellectual property. They still have the experience. You can't take away 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is. You can't take away that experience. Yeah, certain things may change over a period of time, but you can't take away that experience in doing that thing. Nor can you negate the knowledge that that person has acquired over that period of time in doing that thing. So, in the context of rideshare drivers, you have individuals who go out and work, go out and drive long hours, make whatever they consider to be a lot of money, or money in general. I don't want to say a lot of money. And they take away from individuals who no longer drive and say that they don't know what they're talking about. And then they're speaking from a context of a market that may be different in a lot of ways than the market that they're operating in. The simple driver, the best that ever did it, try to teach us to develop a business model behind this. If we're going to consider ourselves, or if we're being considered subcontractors, then the idea of just loading up the app, getting behind the wheel and driving is silly. The man drove for quite a period of time before he started developing a business model that said, you know what, you can go out and network. You can go out and get a website and get referrals, and you can coach, and you can build other businesses while you're doing your Uber. These are all things that he spoke about. Is he not an expert at this thing? He's probably one of the first and foremost and most genuine of the batch. The entrepreneur. He drove for several years. The money's not where it needs to be in his particular market. He doesn't drive anymore, but can speak about and reports about news regarding Uber and Lyft, both nationally and internationally. Is he not an expert? In my opinion, he's an expert. Let's take it out of the context real quick of ride sharing. Any sport that you can think of, right? You have a coach, you have a referee, maybe. You have a commentator, maybe. Any of these individuals that I've just mentioned are individuals who may have played that sport, participated in that sport, may not have been the best at playing the sport, but they can speak about the sport. They can oversee the sport, make sure that everybody's adhering to the rules of the sport. Are they not experts because they no longer play the sport? Your job. In a perfect world, your supervisor is someone who should have been doing your job for an extended period of time, became proficient in doing your job, and was now promoted to do other duties and supervise you in your job. So although that supervisor no longer does your job, they're supposed to know everything about your job in order to tell you what to do pertaining to your job. Because they don't do your job, does that mean that they're not an expert? It just kills me when you have individuals who go out and work these exorbitant amount of hours, make X amount of dollars, and mind you, I don't take it away from anyone that works 80 hours a week. The thought of working that much nauseates me, but if that's what you need to go out and do to make the kind of money that you need to make, and you're able to do it, God bless you. But now you take someone, same mannerisms, same car, same demand, same market, same hours, put them side by side. Is one going to make an exorbitant amount of more than the other? I think that what might separate those two individuals is what knowledge has been acquired. But then only that, tips and tricks and strategies, they can only go but so far. So where the real distinction is I can't take myself and uproot myself and put myself in Atlanta and work the same hours that I work as I do here, be it the same platform or not, whatever, and expect to make the same amount of money. I would have to change what I do to accommodate that market, because every market has different rules, different regulations. This whole ride sharing thing, the laws are different state to state. In New York, you've got the city and you've got everywhere else. And the city is its own little market. Well, I shouldn't even say little. It's Uber and Lyft's largest urban market, New York City. Yet still for all, none of the rules and regulations that apply to everyone else in the state applies to them, and vice versa. So would I do the same things that I'm doing if I were working in New York City as compared to what I do here? No, I wouldn't. I might be an expert here in the New York City suburbs, but I'm not an expert in the city, and I'm not an expert anywhere else. Just something to think about. It irks me when I hear people talk about, oh, well, they don't know what they're talking about because they don't drive anymore. I've heard this before. Just because they don't drive doesn't mean they're not an expert and they don't know what they're talking about. We as individuals who watch these Uber tubers, take some of the things that's said at face value. We all like the drama. We all like, the excitement too and all of that. But at the end of the day, is one allowing you to make any more money than the other? Ask yourself that. That being said, I'm going to sign off. I'm tired. Stay frosty. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.